Well, our top story now. Scotland has become the latest country in Europe caught up in the wave of nationalism sweeping across the continent. The Scottish National Party's surprise success in recent elections means for the first time they have a majority in Parliament. And they've wasted little time in promising a vote on independence from Britain will follow. But as RT's Laura Emmett reports, it could be a struggle.
The starting pistol sounds in the race for independence for Scotland. The Scottish National Party now has a surprise majority in Parliament, and they're hell-bent on a referendum on breaking away from the UK.
We'd gain control over our own resources, we'd take responsibility for the problems we face in our country, and we'd be able to stand up and speak out on issues that matter to us. So it's about taking charge at home and making sure that we have a voice abroad.
Revenues from oil and gas in the North Sea are worth an estimated $21 billion to the UK Treasury every year. Scotland says the reserves are in their waters. It's hard to imagine the UK would let the oil fields go without a fight, particularly as Westminster wouldn't be legally obliged to honour a yes vote from the Scottish people. The Union Jack's days flying outside the Scottish Parliament could be numbered. Scotland ditching the United Kingdom would mean the UK Treasury lost valuable oil and gas revenues. And it could be the inspiration for historically less peaceful independence movements in Europe, like the Basques and the Northern Irish, to follow suit and further destabilise an already weak EU. The SNP would support other European movements in their own struggles for independence, including Wales and Northern Ireland if they so choose.
It's for the people of those countries to decide what they want to do. We would never support or condone violence in any shape or form. Clearly, if other countries wish to pursue an agenda, then they'll get a great deal of sympathy from us as others do.
And even those who don't want the UK to break up say it's a sense of wanting to reclaim individual nationhood that's driving the movement.
So this is an argument about identity. It's not whether we be richer or poorer. It's all about whether you feel, as I do, that we are Scottish and British, that we want to be and remain part of a union which I think has served Scotland well for over 300 years.
The SNP still has work to do if it wants Scotland to break away. Even the most optimistic polls show only around 40% of Scots would vote yes. And on the streets of Edinburgh, people are divided.
The oil industry in Aberdeen and that is really good for Scotland, but all the oil goes down to England, so we don't get any generated wealth on that at all. It's all sort of eated out to other people rather than Scotland itself.
I don't think Scotland could survive without England, and I don't think England could survive without Scotland. As much as I'm proud to be Scottish and stuff like that, I don't think that they could survive without each other.
Oh, well, I feel that Scotland should have its independence, you know. I mean, we've been fighting that for a long time, haven't we?
I don't really know enough about it yet. I need to know a lot more, I think, before I could vote one way or the other.
The SNP has time to bring the unsure round. It's putting off a referendum until the second half of its 5-year government. It would be the beginning of a new era for Scotland, which hasn't been independent since 1707. But it's always retained a strong and distinct national identity, something the SNP will be playing on with all its might. Laura Emmett, RT, Edinburgh.